Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. Last couple of videos I've talked about bounty hunters to kind of celebrate the fact that Boba Fett has now got his own TV show and is once again alive and well in the land of the living. Because he's had a rough history of being dead, then alive, then dead, then alive, then dead, then alive, and now he's alive again. So we're going to talk about one more bounty hunter book for the D6 Star Wars role-playing game. And that book is named after, this book will be named after a pretty famous line from the Empire Strikes Back movie where Boba Fett made his first appearance. And that line is where Darth Vader turns to Boba Fett on the bridge of the Star Destroyer and tells him, "No disintegrations." Which makes you wonder, what the heck did this guy do for Vader to be worried about him disintegrating the people that he was sending him after? In my mind, I picture it playing out in a scenario akin to one of the games I've run in the past. Boba Fett shows up carrying a bucket full of ash and dirt, hands it to his employer, and his employer looks at it and is asking him, "What the hell is this?" And Boba Fett telling him, "Well, I was hunting the guy you were after. Things got a little crazy, this and that, and I had to disintegrate him." And the person that hired him starts flipping out, telling him, "I needed to interrogate him. I need to know where my money is." Boba Fett shrugs, tells him, "Well, it sucks to be you then. Good thing you paid me in advance. Have fun with your bucket of dirt. I'm out." And that just seems like par for the course for every game I've ever run. But anyway, the book we're going to look at, No Disintegrations. This book has 90 pages and a copyright of 1997. It was published by West End Games, and all of the artwork in this book is in black and white. It's pretty decent, so let's go ahead and look at that artwork. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white. And the artwork may look a little comic bookish, but it's still very nice artwork. And goes a long way to setting the proper mood and tone for the adventures in this book. To use this book, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this book and a copy of the core rulebook for the second edition of the D6 Star Wars system. You'll also need as many 6-sided dice as you can get your hands on. This book is pretty neat. What it is just 5 adventures. There's 5 adventures in this book that center around several different bounty huntings. And it ranges on the different types. There's Imperial bounties, sector bounties, and so forth. And it has adventures for them, and you can use them to run your bounty hunter player characters. Or even use the characters as opposition somehow to bounty hunters hunting the bounties in this book. Why? I don't know, but it's your game. And in the back of the book, it's got some additional wanted posters with some additional bounties with no adventures put to them, no stories, just the posters, what the crimes are, how much you're worth. So you can come up with your own stuff with some other pre-made bounties. This book also has a blank sheet in it set up so that you can make your own wanted poster. You can photocopy this picture and then make your own wanted poster for your player characters to go after, which is pretty neat. And that's really about it. Adventures for bounty hunters. Some of them are after actual people, some of them after items. It varies, but it's pretty well laid out. And you could easily use this game with any system that plays Star Wars. Unlike the Tatooine Manhunt, it doesn't focus on one adventure, so it's not as laid out, so to speak. But with a little tweaking, really not much tweaking, you could run this in the D6, the D20, Saga, are the Fantasy Flight Games versions of this game. So that's pretty cool. Which brings me to 3 questions. Would I play a character in Adventures in this game? I'm going to have to say yes, I would. Like I've said before, I like the underworld in Star Wars. So playing a bounty hunter, looking for the scum of the universe, would be right up my alley. Would I run the adventures in this book? Again, I'm going to have to say yes, because they're pretty cool. And if I had a bounty hunter game going, it'd be an easy way to come up with adventures if I don't have time to come up with anything of my own. Would I recommend this book? And I'm going to say yes. I mean, it's not necessary. If you're not running a bounty hunter game, you can really do without it. But if you're running several bounty hunters in your game, that book would be very useful to have some stuff for the bounty hunters to do in your game. And that's pretty much all I got to say for No Disintegrations. Pretty sad that Jodo Cast didn't show up, but oh well. Thank you for joining me and look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.